A rare and dangerous action may be enacted in a city in America, and if you live in America, this affects you. I mean, even if you have never protested and never broken the law, because a line was just blurred between civilian policing and military force. And once that happens, it does not stay in one place. It spreads like a wildfire. Hear me out on this because I'm going to explain how this is dangerous. Just over the last few days, the Trump administration has openly threatened to invoke the Insurrection Act in Minneapolis. Okay? Not after a declaration, not after, a talk with Congress, but as a warning to everyone. And listen, guys, that matters because the Insurrection Act is not rhetoric. It's a legal mechanism that allows the president to deploy the U.S. military domestically. Before Trump, that power was treated as a last resort, used rarely and usually after clear, sustained breakdowns of civil order. That is the major problem here, guys. I mean, it's the reason everyone in America should be concerned. I mean, the Insurrection Act is now being floated publicly as leverage. Before this, protests and, unrest were primarily handled by local and state authorities. I mean, governors had a role, mayors had a role. I mean, there were layers between political anger and federal force. Now, the threat itself is being used to override that structure. And if you were thinking, well, he's just, talking, he hasn't done it yet, that is not the point here. Because the danger isn't only in invoking the Insurrection Act, the danger is in normalizing the threat of it. So here is who this is putting at risk, okay? Immediately. People protesting in Minneapolis, residents who live, near those protests, local law enforcement, officers suddenly will be getting caught off guard and in between federal orders and the community they're sworn to protect. Accountability and, U.S. service members who could be ordered to patrol American cities against civilians. These are real people whose safety changes the moment this becomes a political tool. And here's the key shift. Because of this threat, it is now possible for a president to use the military as a response to domestic dissent. Not just because, local control failed, but because political patience ran out. That is a very different threshold. Even if you are an everyday American thinking I'm not protesting, I don't live in Minneapolis, why should I even care about this? I'll tell you why. Once the federal government signs that domestic, military deployment as a acceptable response to unrest, the definition of insurrection becomes flexible and the flexible standards get used broadly. It's important to know that Trump has tried to use this power several times, and he has actually succeeded once in California. That is proof this doesn't stay about one city or one protest. I mean, we crossed a major line here, guys, from civil authority to a real military threat. And when presidents start threatening domestic unrest as something to be, deterred with soldiers instead of, managed through civilian systems, the relationships between the government and the public fundamentally changes. And this matters right now because, these threats shape the behavior of everybody. They escalate tensions, they harden positions, and they increase the chance that something goes wrong really fast. And once that line is crossed, there's no clean way back to normal. Even if the Insurrection Act is never formally invoked, the president is already doing damage because the moment military force becomes part of everyday political language, people become less safe long before a single order is signed. Thank you for watching. I am Jared Zisser, and this is Ring of Fire. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on notifications to make sure you are informed about everything important in progressive politics today. And if you are looking for fact-based independent reporting all day, every day, follow me here on Instagram or here on Facebook. See you in the next video.